Okay, pause whatever you're doing. You to hear this, what would you do if you got a voicemail from yourself, screaming, crying, begging you not to go home? Alright, this is the true story of what happened to a 23-year-old psych major from Seattle. She wasn't into paranormal stuff, didn't believe in ghosts, didn't even like horror movies. But on February 17, 2017, at 3:07 a.m., she received a voicemail that changed everything. Emily Reyes was an ordinary young woman, living a life that many would consider typical. She was dedicated to her studies, often spending late nights in the library surrounded by stacks of psychology textbooks and research papers. Her friends described her as rational, grounded, and always the voice of reason in any situation. Despite her logical nature, Emily had a creative side. She loved painting and often found solace in expressing her thoughts and emotions through art. Her apartment was filled with canvases, each telling a different story, a glimpse into her vibrant inner world. Yet, nothing in her life had prepared her for what was about to unfold. On that fateful night in February, Emily was alone in her apartment, working on a paper due the next morning. The city was quiet, the only sound being the occasional car passing by. She was deep in concentration when her phone buzzed, breaking the silence. It was an unknown number, and she hesitated for a moment before letting it go to voicemail. Curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to listen to the message. The voice on the other end was distorted, almost otherworldly, and it sent chills down her spine. The message was cryptic, mentioning a place she had never heard of, and a warning that she couldn't quite understand. It was the beginning of a series of events that would turn her world upside down. Over the next few days, strange things began to happen. Objects in her apartment seemed to move on their own, and she started having vivid nightmares that felt all too real. Emily tried to rationalize everything, attributing it to stress and lack of sleep. But deep down, she knew something was terribly wrong. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, Emily began to investigate the origins of the voicemail. She reached out to her friends, hoping someone might recognize the voice or the place mentioned. Her search led her to old archives, forgotten records, and eventually, a dark secret that had been buried for decades. As Emily delved deeper, she uncovered a connection to her own family history, something she had never known. The more she discovered, the more she realized that the voicemail was not just a random occurrence but a message meant specifically for her. It was a call to uncover the truth, no matter how terrifying it might be. Emily's journey was just beginning, and she had no idea where it would lead her, but one thing was certain: her life would never be the same again. This is the story of Emily Reyes, a young woman who faced the unknown and found herself in the process. She woke up to a missed call from her own number. She checked the voicemail, and it was her voice. She was sobbing, screaming, and repeating one line over and over: "Don't go home, don't go home, don't go home!" Emily freaked out. She thought it was some sick prank. But when she checked the timestamp, the message was recorded while she was asleep, in her own bed. She asked her roommate if she'd heard anything. Nothing. She checked phone logs, carrier records. Everything said made that call. The voice matched hers perfectly, and worse, she sounded like she was in pain, terrified. Over the next few days, things got weird. She started losing track of time, like, she'd wake up in places she didn't remember walking to. Once, she found herself in her college library, at 4 a.m., holding a book about temporal loops. It wasn't just the library incident that puzzled her. There were other moments too. She'd be in the middle of a conversation with a friend, and suddenly, it was as if someone had hit the fast-forward button. She'd blink, and the next thing she knew, hours had passed. Her friends started noticing her strange behavior. They'd ask her if she was okay, but she didn't have any answers. She felt like she was living in a dream, where the boundaries of reality were blurred. One evening she decided to keep a journal, hoping to make sense of the lost time. She wrote down every detail she could remember, no matter how trivial. But the more she wrote, the more questions arose. Why did she have memories of places she'd never been to? Why did she feel an inexplicable sense of déjà vu? Her nights were the worst. She'd wake up drenched in sweat, heart pounding, with fragmented images flashing through her mind. Dark corridors, unfamiliar faces, and cryptic symbols haunted her dreams. She began to dread falling asleep, fearing where she might wake up next. Desperate for answers, she turned to the internet, joining forums and reading articles about time anomalies and sleep disorders. But nothing seemed to fit her experiences. She felt isolated, trapped in a cycle of confusion and fear. The more she searched for answers, the more elusive they became. It was as if time itself was playing tricks on her, and she was powerless to stop. Promised to be an adventure unlike any other. Then came the second voicemail. This time, the voice was barely human, still her voice, but twisted, like she'd gone insane. Emily Reyes, you didn't listen. Now, it's too late. That same night, her neighbor saw Emily walking barefoot down the hallway, except Emily was asleep in her bed. She set up a camera, just to be sure, and at exactly 3:07 a.m. the footage shows her sitting up, eyes wide open, and whispering, "Emily Reyes, don't go home." The next day she vanished. No sign of forced entry. Her phone was on her desk, still unlocked. The last text message draft? If you're hearing this, it's not me anymore. Some say she glitched out of time. Others think she became trapped in a loop she accidentally opened. But one thing's for sure. Every year on February 17th, someone reports getting a voicemail from an unknown number, same voice, same warning. Emily Reyes, don't go home. If you ever get a call from yourself, don't pick up. Gap-2.0s. Emily Reyes' story is not an isolated incident. Throughout history, there have been numerous accounts of individuals receiving mysterious voicemails, calls, and even messages from their future selves. These experiences are often linked to unexplained phenomena and temporal anomalies. Gap-1.5s. Dr. Samuel Carter, a renowned expert in paranormal activities, explains Gap-1.0s. These events often occur during periods of heightened emotional stress or significant life changes. Gap-1.5s. The energy generated during such times can sometimes create a bridge between different points in time. Gap-1.5s. We also spoke with Jane Mitchell, who had a similar experience. Gap-1.0s. I received a voicemail from myself warning me about an accident. Gap-1.5s. At first I thought it was a prank, but then the accident actually happened. It was surreal and terrifying. Gap-1.5s. These stories share common elements: a sense of urgency, a cryptic message, and an unsettling feeling of déjà vu. Gap-1.5s. Experts believe that these phenomena could be glimpses into alternate realities or parallel universes. Gap-1.5s. Professor Laura Green, a physicist specializing in temporal mechanics, adds Gap-1.0s. While the scientific community remains skeptical, the consistency of these accounts across different cultures and time periods suggests that there might be more to our understanding of time and reality than we currently comprehend. Gap-1.5s. As we piece together these stories, it becomes evident that Emily Reyes' experience is part of a much larger puzzle, a puzzle that challenges our very perception of time and reality. Gap-1.5s. Perhaps, in understanding these events, we can uncover the truth behind Emily's mysterious voicemails and the warnings they carry. Gap-1.5s. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the unknown, Reyes, and the voicemails from the future. As we transition from the psychological impacts of Emily Reyes' experiences, we turn our attention to a historical mystery that has captivated the minds of researchers and conspiracy theorists alike: the Philadelphia experiment. The Philadelphia experiment is a tale that has persisted through decades, blending elements of science fiction and historical intrigue. It is said that in October 1943, the USS Eldridge was rendered invisible, or even teleported, from the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. But is there any truth to these claims? We spoke with Dr. Michael Thompson, a historian specializing in World War II naval history. The Philadelphia experiment is rife with controversy. While there are no official records supporting the event, the story has become a cornerstone of conspiracy theories related to time travel and military experiments. Another perspective comes from Dr. Linda Garcia, a physicist who has studied the alleged scientific principles behind the experiment. The concept of making a ship invisible or teleporting it using electromagnetic fields is theoretically intriguing but practically implausible with the technology available in the 1940s. Despite the skepticism from the scientific community, the story refuses to fade away. We interviewed Mark Anderson, a researcher who has spent years investigating the Philadelphia experiment. There are numerous eyewitness accounts and anecdotal evidence that suggest something extraordinary did occur. Whether it was a top-secret military project or a case of mass hysteria remains to be seen. The alleged connection to time displacement adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. Some theories propose that the USS Eldridge not only became invisible but also traveled through time, leading to temporal anomalies similar to those experienced by Emily Reyes. Dr. Thompson elaborates. the fringes of science. The journey into the unknown is far from over. As we continue our exploration into the unknown, we turn our focus to personal accounts from individuals who claim to have experienced phenomena akin to those of Emily Reyes. These stories, though varied, share a common thread of mystery and the profound impact on the lives of those who lived them. Our first story comes from John Miller, a former Navy officer who experienced a series of unexplainable events while stationed on a remote island. "I remember waking up in places I had no recollection of going to," John recounts. "It was as if I was being pulled through time and space. The most unsettling part was the feeling of being watched, even when I was alone." Next, we spoke with Sarah Thompson, a school teacher who experienced a series of vivid dreams that seemed to predict future events. "At first, I thought they were just dreams," Sarah explains, "but when things started happening exactly as I had seen them, it became clear that something extraordinary was at play. It felt like I was living in two timelines simultaneously." For many of these individuals, the experiences have left a lasting impact. Dr. Lisa Carter, a psychologist specializing in trauma, elaborates on the psychological effects. These experiences can lead to a range of emotional responses, from anxiety and fear to a sense of wonder and curiosity. The uncertainty of not understanding what happened can be deeply unsettling. James Anderson, an engineer, shares his encounter with a temporal anomaly while working on a project in the Arctic. "We were conducting routine measurements when the instrument started giving readings that defied logic. It was as if time itself was fluctuating," James recalls. "The experience changed my perspective on reality. It made me question everything I thought I knew about the world." These personal stories highlight the profound and often bewildering impact of encountering the unexplainable. While each account is unique, they collectively underscore the complexity and mystery that surround such phenomena. As we listen to these voices, we are reminded of the broader context within which Emily Reyes's experiences exist. They are part of a tapestry of human encounters with the unknown, each thread adding depth and nuance to our understanding of reality. Stay with us as we continue to delve into these enigmas, seeking to unravel the mysteries that lie at the intersection of science and the supernatural. The journey is far from over, and the answers may be closer than we think. As we transition from personal stories of the unexplained, it's time to seek a scientific perspective on these baffling events. We turn to experts in physics and quantum mechanics to explore the possibility of alternate timelines and the scientific basis for such occurrences. Dr. Richard Hawthorne, a prominent physicist, provides insight into the theoretical underpinnings. "The concept of alternate timelines is grounded in quantum mechanics," Dr. Hawthorne states. "According to the many worlds interpretation, every decision we make creates a branching point, leading to multiple parallel realities. This could explain phenomena where individuals feel as though they are experiencing events from another timeline." Next, we hear from Dr. Elena Martinez, a quantum mechanics researcher who has been studying temporal anomalies for over a decade. "Quantum entanglement and superposition suggest that particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously," Dr. Martinez explains. "If this principle applies to larger systems, it could account for the strange experiences reported by individuals like Emily Reyes. The idea that time itself could be fluid rather than linear is a fascinating possibility." To delve deeper into the scientific implications, we interviewed Dr. Michael Foster, an expert in theoretical physics. While the idea of time travel and alternate dimensions is often relegated to science fiction, there are theoretical frameworks that support these concepts. Dr. Foster notes, "Wormholes, for instance, could theoretically connect different points in space-time, allowing for instantaneous travel between distant locations or even different timelines." We also explore the work of Dr. Samantha Lee, whose research focuses on the psychological impact of encountering the unknown. "Understanding the science behind these phenomena can provide a sense of clarity and reduce fear," Dr. Lee says. "When people realize that their experiences may have a basis in quantum mechanics, it can help them process and integrate these events into their understanding of reality." As we piece together scientific theories and expert insights, a more comprehensive picture begins to emerge. The intersection of quantum mechanics, temporal anomalies, and alternate timelines offers a compelling framework for understanding the experiences we've explored. While much remains unknown, the pursuit of knowledge in these fields continues to push the boundaries of our understanding. Stay with us as we delve further into the mysteries of time, space, and the human experience. The answers may still be elusive, but each step brings us closer to unraveling the enigmatic tapestry of reality. As we draw this journey to a close, we've traversed a labyrinth of mysterious voicemails, temporal anomalies, and scientific theories. From Emily Reyes's unsettling experiences to the expert insights into quantum mechanics and alternate timelines, each piece of the puzzle has brought us closer to understanding the inexplicable. Dr. Richard Hawthorne's exploration of the many worlds interpretation opened our minds to the possibility of parallel realities. Dr. Elena Martinez's research into quantum entanglement and superposition provided a scientific basis for the strange phenomena reported by individuals like Emily. Dr. Michael Foster's discussion on wormholes and theoretical physics bridged the gap between science fiction and potential reality. And Dr. Samantha Lee's insights into the psychological impact of these experiences offered a path to understanding and integration. But as comprehensive as our exploration has been, the enigma remains. The intersection of quantum mechanics, temporal anomalies, and human experience is a frontier that continues to captivate and challenge our understanding. We invite you, our viewers, to be a part of this ongoing exploration. Have you experienced something that defies explanation? Do you have theories or thoughts on the phenomena we've discussed? Share your stories and insights in the comments below. Let's continue this journey together as a community dedicated to uncovering the mysteries of our reality. Thank you for watching, and remember, the search for answers is a path that leads to greater understanding, no matter where it takes us. Until next time, stay curious and stay open to the possibilities.